What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to another month of the Movie Monthlies here on the Heroes for Hire podcast. I am joined as always by my best pal, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how's it going?
Good, Conor. What a month, in fact, of news we have to talk about today.
This is the show where we talk all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and generally just have a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film.
If you'll remember correctly.
It's been a while. So yeah, this is our new monthly show. I mean, I say new, but we've been doing this
few months now. 4 months. This is the fourth or fifth episode of it, I think.
Yeah, and so what we do is, instead of doing this weekly, we assemble all of the month's news, and then we just give you all the good stuff at the end of the month. And we have lots of cool stuff to talk about, as always, every single month. Stuff is getting a bit dried up due to the fact of there's a bit of a strike on at the minute, Shaun. I don't know if you know.
I have heard about those strikes going on. But if people want us to talk about movies, this is a very shameless plug. We do have a Patreon where we talk about movies every month, in addition to this show, and we're always looking at new things that we can do over there as well.
We also have a Patreon listener hangout that is happening on the 19th of this month, and that is basically all of our patrons all get an invite to just join a Google Meet with us, and we all just jump on and just talk shit for maybe 2 hours, and you can just ask us whatever you want, and we just kind of have a chat about just this and that, whatever you want to ask questions about.
It's actually, that's a really good place where we usually talk about movies that we've watched recently, so that's a great place to have movie chat.
So that is for all the patrons from $2 and up. And you'll get an invite to that straight away, and then $5 gets you hundreds of hours of access to all the content that we put up there for like movie reviews and Disney Plus show reviews and
news and all the general things to do with film.
Shaun, I mean, it's a pretty big week. As I said, the strikes are going on, so there's bad news in terms of Dune might get pushed back, Spider-Verse 3 definitely going to be moved indefinitely back.
And all of that's fine for what it's worth.
Look, no, I'm not saying it in a bad way. Well, you said you agreed with the studios.
No. Stop this. You do this joke every time the strike comes up. Strikes are good for everyone involved.
If we just pay them more, then they'll work quite hard. That's what I would say.
That's it. And if you're saying, oh, they're striking but they're making more money than me, yeah, you should be making more money.
You should make more money too, I think.
We should all make more money for the work we do. Billionaires shouldn't exist.
Also, this week proved once again the rule that I have now created of find out what Zachary Levi thinks of something and then think the opposite.
Man, really really taking the heat off Stephen Amell, I will say.
Stephen must have been absolutely delighted.
They're in a group chat together. They're just like, oh, can you say something to balance it out?
It's like a thing with a poo in The Simpsons where like you get shot twice and then in the third one you dive in front of him and you take the next bullet. There's no need. Just he's already been shot twice.
He's already dead. Like you're just causing more hassle for the paramedics.
But, Shaun, it is time for some movie news, and I never get to say that these days, but
I know.
Wonder Woman, it's a pretty big deal, and some shocking developments came out that I am very confused about, and I want to know how you feel, because I have Wonder Woman 3 is now being developed for the DCU with Gal Gadot and James Gunn and Pat and Jenkins coming back. That's apparently a thing.
I don't know if anyone heard that, but a baby started crying outside the window just as you said that news story. Like I think we said this from the start. The more you bring over from the previous universe, the more it's just going to confuse what is already quite confusing for general audiences.
And like I read this headline and I was like, that has to be bullshit. And then I was like, Wonder Woman star Gal Gadot has revealed that she expects to begin working on Wonder Woman 3 alongside James Gunn and Peter Safran over the next few months. And then I was like, is this a confirmation or has she revealed that she expects to do it and they just haven't told her? But surely they'd have told her, because between you and me, there's no way they move on to a new universe and they're like, do you know who we should keep?
Yeah. You know who the one key actor from the previous universe is?
We had Cavill. Get rid of Cavill. He's shit.
Yeah. No one likes him anyway. He's burned every bridge with the nerd community.
Even if you were going to keep Affleck, people liked Affleck.
Yeah, Affleck would have been fine with a good writer. Like,
but like to get rid of everyone, Momoa as Aquaman, and be like, no, Gadot is the one, and Ezra maybe.
Yeah, like I don't think that first Wonder Woman movie is quite good. Third act falls down a little bit, but whatever. But the second one is not good at all.
I read something that people were like trying to explain this, and it was like Gal Gadot's performance, it gets worse every time we see her. But also, I don't know if it's worse or just that, like, the writing is worse every time we've sufficiently seen her afterwards.
This is the thing, but, like, Death on the Nile is a pretty good book, and she's not great in that either.
That's true.
That's pretty well written.
Midway through, though.
Spoilers, man, come on.
It's been out for 50 years.
Who's on the Orient Express? Why don't you tell me that next? I want as clean a break as possible. I'm like, I'll happily lose stuff like the good stuff as well, like the Suicide Squad. Leave that as well in the past. I'm kind of iffy on having Blue Beetle be in the DCU, like depending on how much it holds over.
I think Blue Beetle should be the first one. I think he should be locked in.
You think so? Like do the Iron Man thing of like get a nobody comic character and make him massive.
Like you can't go wrong. Like nobody's expecting it to make any money. Nobody's expecting it to be any good. So I mean, if it comes out and it's actually quite good, then you don't lose anything. You're just like, okay, cool. And if it's shit, everyone's like, yeah, well, we expected it. And then you go, okay, he's not part of the universe, sorry.
Okay, and then Aquaman 2 is still coming out as well.
That's a different one. I think 2023, unfortunately, is a write-off.
Honestly, probably has to be. I'm going to say it now. Blue Beetle, 150 million box office. Aquaman, 500 million. That's where I'm putting it.
But, like, these are all money laundering now. If they're spending 200 million on all of these...
How? Do you know fucking Oppenheimer cost like 100 million, 150 million to make? Barbie, 100 million.
Did you know Dune cost 120 and Secret Invasion cost 220?
225 for Secret Invasion. Which is...
Dune. Have you seen Dune?
Have you seen Dune?
It's like the best.
Do you know, I'm really upset. Before Barbie they played the Dune trailer. And I was like, Actually, no, sorry, it was before Oppenheimer. But they played the Dune trailer and I didn't want to watch it. No, it's pretty good. But
at the end of it, you look like Oppenheimer at the end of the movie.
Yeah, just like rattled.
Into the distance. What have I done?
Did you do Barbenheimer, by the way? Sorry.
I have not seen Oppenheimer yet. I have seen Barbie.
Barbie's real good.
Yeah, Barbie's real good. So I seen Barbie and I was like, I was going to choose the two of them and I was like, 3 hours Oppenheimer. Barbie seems like it's more. I also went at like lunchtime on like a Saturday. So you're like,
right,
you don't want to sit down for Oppenheimer on lunchtime on a Saturday.
I did Oppenheimer at 12:30, finished that, bit of food into Barbie.
You're a real one. You're a real one. So Gal Gadot has teased a possible return as Wonder Woman, but going off that, Patty Jenkins, they parted ways with Warner Brothers last year, at the end of last year, and Wonder Woman apparently was cancelled, Wonder Woman 3. So now
Patty Jenkins
Gal
wrote
Gadot
a whole goodbye thing, oh sorry, I won't get to make this project, it's done.
But now there's a whole Wonder Woman 3 script that's been completed by Patty Jenkins, ready to go, and then James Gunn and Safran came in and they were like, we don't really want to do that. But now Gal Gadot is coming out and being like, yeah, we're locked in for number 3. It's fucking coming out. It's going to be great. And you can't really put the first two in a universe and the third one in like an Elseworlds thing that doesn't really connect anything, because that makes no fucking sense.
No, and also, like, she's been popping up as Wonder Woman in every fucking project as well. Like, doesn't she? She shows up at the end of... she shows up in The Flash, as far as I know. And then...
She is in The Flash, yes.
Yeah, and then she shows up in something else. Is a Peacemaker maybe she shows up in or something, but it's not good. Shazam! She shows up in Shazam too. Fury of the Gods.
She does.
Zachary Levi.
Look, there's one thing I'll give her, is that she's going to fucking squeeze that out. Anytime she can get in, she's going to get in, because I think cleverly, like, her team were like, right, Gunn and Safran are in. What you do now is you're like the player who's warming up in front of the coach on the side of the pitch. Like, I'm just doing a few star jumps here, coach, just keep it warm, you know what I mean? I'm a sub, but like, right 10 minutes into the first half, but like, I'm here. if anything happens, I'm here. Just
But
put me
Cal,
in.
why should we cast you in a movie? Well, imagine all the people.
I will be in literally every DC movie until you say I'm allowed to keep doing this.
I would rather see a new Wonder Woman cast for this. I'd rather see a new cast for everyone, quite honestly.
Well, I mean, yeah. I think, Patty Jenkins, I think, is a very talented director. Gal Gadot was good in the first one. Fair play to her. I don't want to hear that tune anymore. The fucking guitar was cool the first 77 times.
Yeah, you burned it. You burned that bridge.
It's like they got a good one and they were like, yeah, let's do this. It's like if Nolan did the fucking Hans Zimmer string in The Dark Knight, but every scene.
Yeah. And then kept using it in other movies as well.
Every movie afterwards. I think we've kind of discussed this. If they are going to go ahead with this reboot and they've hired a new Superman and they've brought all these people in with Lois Lane as well, you have to start clean. You can't do it two ways. I think we've said before you can't get half pregnant, so you could either go for it or not.
Exactly.
You're either in it or you're not. You can't be like, we'll take some things or no. Even if you bring Momoa back, he's coming back as somebody completely different.
Lobo, yeah.
Yeah, we all know that. So, I don't see this happening, and I love the fact that she's trying to get out in front of it.
Do you know what it's like? It's like a very sad, somehow a sadder version of Channing Tatum wanting to play Gambit.
At least Channing was going to film it in his own backyard.
Yeah. Channing had at least the fans behind him.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh yeah, that looks cool.
Let him do it, please."
And this is like, "Oh, gal, what are you doing?
What are you up to?"
Maybe there are people. I don't want to be mean to them, but maybe there are people that are like, that performance changed my life. And every performance since has changed my life, and that's my favourite character.
But I can't. I don't. That's fine. And that's great and that's amazing. But I feel then you let that character just exist in their own universe wherever they're left.
And you could do the Snyder thing of the next one gets cast and they're like, it's not the same as Gal. She was way better than whoever we've got this way. You're shit. You're not as good as Gal.
You're awful. Fuck's sake.
I think I did the X-Men animated series team.
Much better theme.
My brain naturally goes to that. Imagine every time your character appeared, that tune played. I think it'd be instantly the coolest character, whatever TV show you're on.
Yeah. Like that one bit in, spoilers for everything Marvel, that one bit in Ms. Marvel, where it goes, and it's just instantly you're on board.
Yeah, nothing needs to be said, even though we're burned out, but we still have that one moment of joy.
Because it's tied to nostalgia this time.
I love nostalgia. Back when I was happy.
Oh, the good old days.
The good old days when I was 7. Watching that. So yeah, Gal Gadot, we don't know she's claiming that she's in, but Gunn and Safran have not confirmed it.
And Gunn will usually shut down a rumour, or he'll be like, "No, this is what's happening. This is the story."
I think you have to deal with this with more sensitive gloves.
Not to just out Gal as a liar.
Yeah, I think you can't go, "Oh yeah, she's talking bullshit. She's telling fibs." Yeah, you gotta be like, well, we had a script, but maybe it's not working. Also, Mahershala Ali's I think he's left Blade or he's leaving Blade.
Oh man, I can't blame him, honestly. The man's a better actor than Marvel deserve right now.
So Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and this is some pretty good news involving Star Wars.
That's a sentence we haven't said in a while.
Donald Glover is set to spearhead a Star Wars Lando story for Disney Plus as both the character and the series writer.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He's a very good writer.
He is.
Have you seen Atlanta? Atlanta's real good. Atlanta's real good.
Yes.
Lando.
I mean, he's only won a few Emmys, to be fair.
Just a couple, Yeah. Just, the thing, I love a Donald Glover project. All right. Do we need the Lando Calrissian spin-off story?
No. But...
Exactly.
Well, we don't. But if you got Donald Glover playing Lando, writing and acting in the series, I think that's just enough to push it into the way of, well, fuck it, we may watch it. It could be good.
Is it how he becomes like the ruler of Cloud City? Is that going to be the little arc that he has?
I think they're trying to like get the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan show hype, but like for a Lando show, which I think is a lot harder to do. But if the casting wasn't so perfect, then I think a lot of people would have already turned off this.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that if you just tell me, oh, they're doing a Lando show, I don't give a shit. I'm not watching that. Donald Glover is writing and starring in a Lando show. I'm going to give it a couple of episodes at least.
Like, it's a really, really interesting thing, because you have an amazing character, an amazing actor played the character, but like a show that doesn't need to be made, but you've got a whole bunch of really talented people doing it. And so where's the Venn diagram there of a show that nobody needs, but also could be cool?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Last episode of the Lando show is going to be Alden Ehrenreich is coming back. We're seeing Han Solo again. Alden Ehrenreich, by the way, very good in Oppenheimer.
He's very good. He's a very good actor. That movie's fine. I think that movie got shat on, but it's fine.
We probably shat on it a little bit ourselves when it came out, but we're older and wiser now.
Looking back, after seeing episode 9, I would watch Solo in a heartbeat.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely we would.
You know what it is? Harmless fun. It's a bit of a jaunt.
Yeah, honestly, if the Lando series is as good as Solo, it'll be fine. It'll be better than most of the other Star Wars projects.
At the minute, they're not doing great.
They're not doing well so far.
It's a bit weird connection between Star Wars and Disney and Marvel, that are they connected somehow? That like they're not really clicking. It seems like they're maybe putting shows on Disney Plus and ultimately ruining their whole just aura,
watering down the brand so much in terms of quality and production. And also their CEO is just like, yeah, let's let writers starve at Christmas time.
Let's kill them.
What the fuck is that?
I'm not paying fucking CGI lads, I'll tell you that now. Fuck them.
But here's a $275 million bonus for me.
It's money laundering, Shaun. I'm getting more and more convinced when I see like the big budget like movies now that are like 100 mil. I'm like, okay, I can understand that. But when it's like 250 mil for a Disney Plus series, I'm like, hang on a minute. Now what's going on here?
Because you'll pay your actors all right, I suppose, but you're not paying your production staff anything.
Yeah.
So where's this money going?
I know where they're skipping the costs.
You're not bringing them on location. Like,
certainly not. Like,
Christopher Nolan detonated 100 tons of TNT.
Like, where are you going that it needs that much budget is the question, because like it's all shot in the same studio.
Yeah. With like actors who you've already contracted at a certain price. You don't have to you are your own distributor. Like, none of this makes any sense.
We're like pure conspiracy theory. Like, what's going on?
Like, something is hemorrhaging money, and they're just writing it off as the Disney Plus stuff or the movie productions. You know, I don't know. Is fucking Disneyland just like not taking in any cash these days?
Nobody wants to go see the mouse.
Michael Mouse is no friend of mine.
So Shaun, a Lando show, are you excited to watch it, or are you like, why are we doing this, but also Donald Glover writing?
I think it's closer to the second one. I'll be honest, I'm not excited about much these days, Connor. So I'll watch it when it comes out, maybe.
I mean, nothing means anything once Spider-Verse and Dune 2 gets pushed back. Then what do we have? And if the Batman gets pushed back, that's a trifecta of me just giving up.
What a good 2024 though, Connor. You know?
That's
another way to look at it. We've had a pretty good year, 2023, with films, you know? Got Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Well, the problem is they came out on the same fucking day.
Guardians 3.
Oh yeah. I forgot Guardians. Yeah.
Super Mario movie's alright.
That made a shit ton of money.
It made heaps of money.
Yeah, like so much money.
90-minute animation in the summer. Like, it's a dream. You just leave your kids there for a bit.
Barbie, by the way, is like nearly hitting a bill. I think it might have passed it. I don't know.
good, deserves it. And of course they're like, now let's make movies out of all the other Mattel toys.
Oh, no, we'll be moving on to that, but also yes.
Grant, okay, we'll get to that.
Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and it is actually talk of Superman Legacy. So I seen the Wonder Woman news, and then I seen the Superman Legacy news. The fact that they have cast Nathan Fillion, James Gunn's best friend, in Superman Legacy as Green Lantern. Shaun.
That's kind of perfect, right? Like, wasn't he a fan cast for ages for, is it Hal Jordan he was being cast
for
as?
Hal Jordan, for like in 2010, like 2008, 2010, like that was the main ticket. That and Uncharted were the two, like, he would be perfect for that role.
But this leads me to believe that they're doing like an older Hal Jordan in Superman Legacy, and then maybe you do it. The name escapes me. The Guy Gardner, is it the next one?
Guy Gardner,
in the Green Lantern Corps TV show that they're doing.
Like, I think it's one of those really interesting. Look, the thing is, Nathan Fillion gets cast in every one of James Gunn's productions in some way or another, just because it's fun, and also he was arm fall off boy. In the Suicide Squad,
the detachable kid, please.
I'm sorry, but like, he's also now aware that he could just be he could come in and just be the joke for a few minutes, like in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 as well.
Yeah, and he'll show up and he'll act for that day. Like, he'll have a great time.
Yeah, so he actually was, and this is my one thing that he was part of DC before, Shaun, in the Justice League Unlimited series.
Everyone's favourite series.
That you've definitely seen.
Every episode twice and backwards.
He would also then become synonymous with the Hal Jordan version of Green Lantern, and he voiced the character for several projects so far. He was in Green Lantern Emerald Knights, which came out at the same time as the Ryan Reynolds movie in 2011.
Oh, wow. Wildly different in quality, I would say.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And so he's voiced Green Lantern for 6 projects, I think, in DC animated films.
So he knows what Green Lantern's about there, essentially.
Yeah.
Cool. I love this.
So they're bringing him in, and he is going to be playing Guy Gardner instead of Hal Jordan.
So he's playing Guy Gardner, excuse me.
So, yes. So that's the twist. So Nathan Fillion has been cast as Green Lantern, and everyone's like, Hal Jordan, locked in every single day. He's played Hal Jordan in every other project he's ever done for DC to do Green Lantern. No. He's cast him as Guy Gardner, who is like, has a terrible haircut, he's got a bad attitude, and he's easily the least friendly of the human Green Lanterns.
That's kind of, I'm interested to see Nathan Fillion do that.
This rudeness has seen the character become so disliked by the superhero community in DC Comics that Batman in particular was so pissed off, he had to silence him by smashing him with one single punch. Guy Gardner was talking shit, and Batman just walked up and was like, no, stop.
And just decked him and ended the conversation right there.
Yeah.
So, does that mean we're going on to Kyle Rayner then, in the Green Lantern Corps TV show?
So I would say, because I think Fillion is really good at doing like sarcastic, snarky roles, I think he's going to be part of a Green Lantern Corps that maybe appears in the movie. I think it would be better if that Hal Jordan is there and Guy Gardner is there, and Nathan Fillion's like standing behind the guy they get to cast as Hal Jordan.
Right, okay. That's like if Nathan Fillion is doing like his character from Firefly, who's a little more brash and cocky than, say, his character in Castle. I don't know, I like this. Wild to bring the Green Lanterns into the Superman Legacy movie, I would say.
Yeah, so this is kind of like a follow. Like, also, they have Jon Stewart as well, who's the other Lantern on Earth. But like, it's really, really interesting that like, so we know Gunn is writing and directing this movie, and so it's going to be very comic book heavy. And I also think it's going to be, I'm going to come out and say it, probably good, because he's quite good at his job.
Good track record, specifically with comic book films.
Specifically his last 4 movies in a row that are all excellent. And so, like, I think the really cool thing about this is you could have a Superman legacy movie, and you could even have like Superman pops up. It is an origin, but not really. And then you could have the core get called to Earth because there's this alien flying around that nobody knows. So maybe somebody calls the core to come check him out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, who the fuck are you? What are you doing here?
And
like,
and then like Superman has to explain himself to the space cops, essentially.
Basically, like, that's what the Green Lanterns are. Is they like go universe to universe, and they're protectors of each specific area. And like, you have perhaps Guy Gardner or Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart. They're like looking after Earth. An alien pops up. They're like, what the fuck is this? They're like, I'm going to call in the reinforcements and we'll go check on him. And they could literally just be in it for one scene, that they just check on him.
Yeah, I imagine that's what it is. Like, I don't think they're central to the plot. I think they happen to be there, and it widens the universe for us right from the get-go as well, it sounds like.
It widens it without saying anything. They're just like, we've checked him out. And like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? He answers all the questions. Cool. Okay, we're going to keep an eye on you.
What
Great.
if the whole
Fly
thing...
away.
is told like they're interrogating Superman after the events of the film have happened, and it's told through the lens of he's in an interrogation room with the Green Lantern. It's all green.
And he's like handcuffed to the table.
He's got green handcuff chains onto him, like, yeah.
And they're just like playing good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, they're doing good cop, bad cop with him. Yeah.
Just
and Nathan
slap him across the head.
Is like he's trying to be good cop, but he's actually a dickhead and he can't hold it back.
Look here, fucking face, right? Come here, right? I can't stop you getting hit by my friend. He's a fucking wild card, right?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you right now, you look like a dickhead to me too, and I don't want to say that. I like kind of like looking at Hal Jordan, like, wait, which one of us is
Hal Jordan? Hal Jordan's the grizzled old police chief,
smoking a cigar.
He's played by Christopher Walken.
Doing his Irish accent.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I don't want it anymore.
Yeah. No, I take Walken as Hal Jordan, and then you get Fillion as Guy Gardner, and then we need to hire the coolest man ever to play Kyle Rayner.
James Marsden.
No, I'm going Gosling.
Gosling.
We go Gosling as Kyle Rayner.
Oh my God, I would love Gosling as Kyle Rayner so much.
I think Gosling would also be great as Guy Gardner, as just like a dickhead.
Oh yeah, he could play that. He could absolutely play that. I like this. I like these kind of announcements though, because it's like, oh, that's weird, and I wouldn't predict it.
Like, nobody expected any Green Lanterns to be in any of these movies. So and now once Nathan Fillion got announced, it's like, oh, that makes sense. It's James Gunn, it's Nathan Fillion. You bring him in for a scene. He comes in for one day of shooting, fucks off. Call it a day. And you've built the whole universe. You've built like a complete new extension of the universe without having to write a whole script based around him.
Yeah, and that means that anyone who like hears about the Green Lantern show that's coming out has already seen some of it in the big Superman film that everyone's going to watch. Exactly.
And then you bring back Ryan Reynolds and make him do a Hot Wheels car.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Mattel, Sean, they recently released Barbie. I don't know if you know. And they are, after just killing it, what they decided to do was hire one of the best directors currently alive. They hired some of the best actors currently alive. And they got the best director currently alive she's actually dating another one of the best directors currently alive, and they kind of co-wrote the script together.
And they didn't interfere at all, and they just let her get on with things and make her own vision for the story.
Cool. That's a cool idea. Well, they've decided to take some lessons from that, and they've decided...
Good, finally.
So they're going to start hiring really talented people. No.
Uh-huh.
People want movies based off of toys.
No, they don't.
And they want them to be adult movies based off of toys.
No, they don't. That's not what makes Barbie good. It's not the fact. It's every... Oh, Barbie, I don't have the words to express how perfect Barbie is for what the movie wants it to be.
We have been there from the very first announcement of that movie, and I remember how confused we were. And then with every single casting, we were like, there's no way this can be bad, but also I don't know what this movie is. Yeah,
and it's fucking excellent. I loved it so much. I want to see it again.
Do you want to go together?
Yeah, we can go together.
Yeah, so head off. What are you doing now?
I'm recording a podcast at the minute, but I'll see what I'm doing after.
Oh, yeah. I'll see you after. Yeah. No, I'm only free now. Sorry.
You're only free now. Grant. No, we'll pause this and then. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that was really good.
And we're just back. I thought it held up. Held up well.
Really held up. Yeah, I fully understand it now.
It's now 4 a.m. But so Mattel is also releasing a different movie, Shaun, called the Barney movie that is going to be coming out. Now you know about this. Daniel Kaluuya is coming in. His production company is going to be working on the project, and it's going to be based on the Purple Dinosaur's legacy. But now they have finally revealed that this Barney movie will be an off-kilter adult story based off the children's franchise. So Mattel coming in strong that the Barney movie is the next big adult movie, Shaun.
But like, it sounds like they're going like a horror route with it, and like, I like Daniel Kaluuya. He's a good actor. I don't know much of his writing or directing or anything like that, but I feel like the idea of taking children's toy or children's thing and doing a horror spin on it is kind of taking the easy road, you know? Like, you play off of, what if something cute but now evil? Like, whereas Barbie is like, what if we just deconstruct like feminism and patriarchy in the one movie through the lens of Barbie? Like,
yeah, my favourite bit is still Ken being like, I gave up on the patriarchy once I found out it wasn't about horses.
Yeah,
I'm like,
my favourite bit is when he just screams sublime at the top of his voice.
He's so good. I think we mentioned this, I don't know what episode we mentioned on the last few weeks, but Gosling in that movie is like just the best.
Oh, he's having such a good time with it. Like, he's full
and, like,
commitment.
Obviously Margot Robbie's also incredible, but Gosling is just the one that I'm just like, you deserve an Oscar for this fucking lunacy. And also the whole press tour, his brain is broken at this point.
It is. And like, someone, I saw, I think it was a tweet or something, or an X or whatever it's fucking called now, but the best supporting actor could genuinely come down to Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer and Ryan Gosling in Barbie.
and different vibes is what I would say that they're giving.
Both commitment to the role, though.
I don't think you can beat the commitment of Gosling, and I think I already mentioned this, but when he starts singing at the end, you're like, oh, this guy can actually sing. I forgot he was in La La Land that also won Oscars. Cool.
Yeah, very, very talented man.
So speaking with Variety, one of the producers basically shared new details about the project, and they came out and said this is Robbie Brenner, and we should be anticipating a story about identity and finding who you love and who feels alienated with adult themes, and it's going to be sort of a little off kilter. And then he was asked, well, is it going to be darker? And he says, I don't know it's necessarily going to be darker. It's just going to be unique. More of like a Being John Malkovich or an adaptation. Any movie that has Barney is certainly not going to be straightforward. We're not making Ted. You know what I mean?
Wow, just Ted catching strays there. Right. So it's more of an introspective personal drama about finding where you belong in life.
Yeah.
True Barney. Look, to be fair, let's go in with an open mind, because if you had pitched the Barbie movie to me 4 years ago, I would have thought it made no sense. Okay,
well, how about this? What about a Polly Pocket movie that Mattel are also now doing?
That's less compelling, I will say.
Starring Lily Collins from Emily in Paris.
We love Lily Collins. First of all, I always thought Polly Pockets were the coolest fucking thing, because there's this little world inside and then it closes up into a little case. That's just neat to me. However, I don't know the lore of Polly Pocket.
I don't think anyone does.
Do you get... I don't know... Look, I don't know the story you would tell with Polly Pocket. Do you do a little small story? Like someone gets shrunk down and stuck in a Polly Pocket? Or is it like...
I'm not quite sure how it works. All I do know is, in terms of Mattel, Polly Pocket was only one of several that they announced. So going off the 1 billion movie they now have, they have now got Polly Pocket lined up with Lily Collins already brought in. They've got a Hot Wheels movie, an American Girls movie, a Magic 8 Ball movie, an Uno movie, a Matchbox movie, a Viewmaster
Matchbox
movie,
and Hot Wheels are the same thing.
a Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie.
That's just real steel.
Starring Vin Diesel.
No on that one, first of all.
Isn't that the worst series of movies you've ever heard?
Like, the 8-ball one, I guess you could do, like, a horror story with an 8-ball.
That, like, yeah, the 8-ball is like, I'm not sure. Are you going to live?
Yeah, or like or it's like another story and like the 8-ball solves all your problems, but then you realise, you can't know your future or else you haven't. I'm thinking of the Nicolas Cage film Knowing, actually. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, you're thinking of a movie that already exists. Yeah.
That's alright. It's not great.
It's alright, but let's just copy that.
But, like, I don't think the lesson here is make movies about toys. I think the movie is make good. The lesson is make good movies.
Hire Greta Gerwig to do all of your movies is kind of the lesson.
Greta Gerwig, any other talented director, like, just.
I think you should only hire Greta or maybe Christopher Nolan. Bring in James Gunn. I think you need to go to the heavyweights. I think if you do these movies with somebody who's not like an absolute heavyweight, I don't know.
Yeah, there's one here.
Scorsese.
There's one here on this list that interests me, and it's the Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
Give me a James Gunn Masters of the Universe film.
Oh, he'd
and I
kill
will
it.
give you $1 million.
He would kill a Masters. He won't do it, but like he's very, very busy at the moment. But I think Mattel should strictly keep all of their budget for hiring the best directors.
Yeah.
Like, give Spielberg and fucking Scorsese a bunch of money to do a fucking 8-ball movie.
100%. Have that be your thing. You're like the A24 for fucking tie-in movies.
That shouldn't work, but the people working on them are so talented that it somehow works.
Yeah. Like, get the Daniels in to do the Uno movie.
Matt Reeves. Bring him in to do the Hot Wheels movie.
Yes. Please do that.
Imagine the whole car chase scene from the Batman, put in a whole movie.
Give Chloe Zhao the Polly Pocket movie. Like, just have that be the thing, that you just make really good fucking movies that are ostensibly advertisements.
So, Shaun, we're going to have to move on because I do have news that I do want to get to you. And that is Fantastic Four rumours. This is our favourite segment of the show.
Is this still going on? This movie's meant to come out next year.
It is, yeah, but it won't be. But, Shaun, I have many different rumours that have now been released in the last month. This is really ramping up in the amount of things we've heard about this movie, so I've cleverly put them all together in one thing.
Okay.
So Fantastic Four rumours have emerged alongside recent casting reports as well. And so the main one that I want to touch on is that the main villain of the movie has potentially been revealed, and the main villain is meant to be Galactus.
Interesting move. Makes sense. It's a big villain. It's another world-ending threat is the only...
I don't know if a big cloud is a world-ending threat.
You do this every time. Galactus isn't a big cloud. He's a big fella.
I've seen Rise of the Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four, 2007. He was a giant cloud that they had to defeat. I mean, everyone has seen that movie, so we all know. What are you saying?
Look, he was Galen. He was from the previous version of the universe. He's carried over. He was born in an egg, and now he's a big lad who eats planets. Now, the thing about it is,
how is that better than a cloud?
It is, believe it or not. But we've seen the Celestials in the film Eternals, and they were real big. The scale of those was really cool.
One of them is coming currently out of the earth.
That's true. Frozen in a big piece of stone.
Nobody's talked about. We don't need to.
Nobody's addressed that at all. But the thing about Galactus is you don't beat him. You just hold him off for a while. The way they beat him in the first outing in the Fantastic Four is they get the Ultimate Nullifier, which is a device that can do whatever you want, but it might kill you as well. And they just stalemate Galactus, and that's it. That's the story.
Because on one side you have 4 people with superpowers, and on the other side you have God.
Yeah, like, to think, and look, yeah, it would be more interesting and it would solve a lot of fucking problems for him. I didn't watch Secret Invasion, but I know everything that happens in it, right? I know.
Against my own will.
Against my own will. I know Emilia Clarke turns into essentially the Super Skrull and has all of the powers right now. Wouldn't it be great if the collective powers of the Fantastic Four was able to overpower her, thereby establishing them as a competent team and also depowering her in the process because she's a broken character who we can't use? Also, it would tie into the fact that the Fantastic Four fought the Super Skrull and also things like the Super Adaptoid, which also combined a bunch of heroes' powers together.
There's also a situation that, like, a lot of people were kind of complaining that Galactus coming in first movie, it's tough sell. Because you have to do the origin story, then they have to defeat basically a god. If you don't know about Galactus, he eats planets. That's not a joke. That's his thing. He eats planets.
That's how he gets energy. He's a
and so
force
he comes
of the
to Earth
universe.
to eat the planet, and Reed Richards is like, now hang on a minute now.
Yeah.
I live here. And if you eat this planet, then I'm dead. And I don't give a fuck about anyone else, but I don't want to die.
Yeah, like, it says a lot that they didn't do Galactus. Like, it's Galactus and Doom are the big Fantastic Four villains. So, like, why not do Doom first, you know? Because you're doing Secret Wars soon.
True, but I also think, is there a bigger, like, this team is good than just having them already have their powers and they just immediately work together to defeat Galactus?
I don't know if it is, though. Like, if they bring out the Fantastic Four fully formed, and then they bring up Galactus, you know, like, there's no stakes here. You know the Fantastic Four are going to win in that story. And, like, there's
no way to bring in the Nullifier. There's absolutely no way.
Oh, no. They'd fucking destroy, like, lunacy to bring in the Nullifier.
Yeah.
And it would be the complaint would be that, it's another MacGuffin that they have to find to then beat Galactus. Or, like, Doom has it already or something like that and they have to bargain with him. But, like, the thing about it is, if the Fantastic Four lose to Galactus, the world is destroyed.
Good odds.
Yeah, like, I don't think they're going to do that in their first outing, just destroy the world, you know?
So, the three things we now know, well, the three things that are rumoured are, well, actually four. Galactus, main villain. 2, Doom is going to be in the movie, but he's not a main villain. He's just going to be like a shithouse in the movie.
Very weird move.
3, the lead character will be the Invisible Woman, Sue Storm. And 4, Sue Storm is 95% likely to be Vanessa Kirby, who is the actress from the recent Mission Impossible movie, and also she was in Hobbs and Shaw a few years ago.
Of course. From Pieces of a Woman and The World to Come.
I think she's going to be quite good. I think she's going to be really, really good. She's a very good actress, and I think she's probably perfect casting as the Invisible Woman. I think probably great.
She looks the part. Like, she seems to have it down.
Yeah, having the character be the lead character. I mean, have you seen the first Fantastic Four, which we recently reviewed on our Patreon, the 2005 movie? Jessica Alba is the lead character also in that movie, so I mean, it's not really much difference.
True. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe it's the recent run of movies and TV shows, Guardians excluded, but I don't know if this will be good.
I'm going to say something. I've lost faith.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's going to be bad.
I think you're probably better off, which is terrible to say. Don't get excited about this.
The only one I was guaranteed of was Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And I was like, gun won't fuck it up. It's grand.
Yeah, but now it's like, what are we doing?
I think Secret Invasion has had such a strong impact on, like, the psyche of everyone.
Yeah, because, like, it's not Secret Invasion. Like, Secret Invasion, the comic, is fucking excellent and tense, and, like, things matter. And because it's a comic, they're able to do shit like bring back Captain America. Whereas this is just like a load of people walking around, maybe bleeding purple, but ultimately doesn't matter, and we'll never see any of them again. And,
like, you have, I mean, Galactus first one out. Also, the WandaVision director, Matt Shakman, is directing this movie. So the director of WandaVision, he's already in with Marvel. He's going to be directing this, which is probably almost definitely going to be pushed back. I mean, it's meant to come out May 2nd, 2025. But, like, so it's 2025 now instead of 2024. Right. It's but it doesn't even have a cast yet.
Doesn't have a cast. Writers aren't working at the minute. Like,
yeah,
I think it's definitely getting pushed back. All of the Marvel stuff is getting pushed back,
which might not be a bad thing.
Might not be a bad thing, but like we're past the point where we can say, oh, this production was affected by COVID, so that is maybe why it's a bit lackluster. Like, these should be better by now, you know?
Yeah. They should be, but they're not, is the problem. And so I think Fantastic Four 10 years ago would have killed.
Oh yeah, would have done so well. But now I think people are burnt out, or maybe people aren't tired of superhero movies, they're tired of bad movies. Is the thing. That's
what's after coming out in the last few years. Is that like, if you just make a good one, people will go see it.
The Batman, look at that. Like, people loved it.
Oh, don't get me started on the Batman. Don't get me started.
Now, they do have kind of a golden opportunity here, in that the Fantastic Four, when they were brought in 62, were very much a Marvel Renaissance rebirth of comics, saving the industry kind of a deal. So if you knock it out of the park with Fantastic Four, make it everyone's favourite thing, the biggest, best movie, like, then you're in with a chance. If Fantastic Four is bad, I genuinely think it could be a nail in the coffin situation.
It's like, to me, it's like you have a friend who was really cool in high school and is now like 21, and they've been unemployed for a little while, and they're just like, they're not really trying anymore, and you're kind of like, you used to be, I know it's in there. I know, like, it's somewhere in there, but you've lost your way a little bit.
And you seem to not be trying to get it back.
And you don't seem content with yourself either.
And you're pushing everyone around you away as well, because you're acting like a dickhead.
You're kind of a dick.
No one
spent $225 million on a McDonald's yesterday. I mean, it's just too much.
It's too much. It's not needed. Look what he did with 100 million.
And over the corner is just Denny Villeneuve. He's grand over there.
Denny knows what he's at. Leave Denny out of this.
Oh, lad. Right, so we are going to finish off this month's Movie Monthlies with some discussion about the recent trailer for the Disney Plus series. Speaking of Marvel Disney Plus shows, we're going to talk about Loki Season 2. The trailer dropped. And we got our first look at just kind of everything that's hoping to touch on in this season. I will say Loki Season 1 I thought was quite good.
I think it's my favourite Disney Plus Marvel show, I think.
Because it's just a bit of a romp.
It's a bit of a romp, and it's kind of solid the whole way through. Little bit of a dip in the middle, not as bad as Miss Marvel had. But I think overall it tells the best story.
Okay, I think Miss Marvel burned very bright and then fell off a cliff. And then
smouldered for a little bit.
Yeah, and Loki kind of just worked its way up. It was solid enough. Like, there was no like massive drop off, which is why it kind of looks the best.
Yeah, and it's also like an unreal cast, and like Tom Hiddleston loves that character, and I feel would fight for certain creative decisions about that character as well. So the Season 2 trailer, what kind of stood out to you, if there's anything that you kind of like the look of? Maybe it's because of having seen Spider-Verse quite recently, but it looks like the glitch effect kind of thing, the time glitching or whatever it's called?
They're time slipping.
Time slipping. That has a similar kind of vibe to me, that he's in the wrong timeline, it seems. Because he, at the end of Loki Season 1, spoilers, he escapes from He Who Remains, Sylvie kills He Who Remains, and then Loki goes back to the TVA and it's ruled by Kang now, is the idea. There is a massive red flag that we're going to have to maybe touch on in this review of the trailer. Oh, right, we may have to, yeah. Look... Majors is still in it. Majors is still there. Not only is he still there, he popped up in an Ant-Man documentary recently as well. A Disney Plus documentary on the making of Ant-Man, and he was in that too. Front and centre, yeah. And there are allegations and things that I don't know has an outcome been reached on all of that yet, but Marvel are very firmly putting him front and centre in this trailer, which that's where that is. That's where the situation is at the minute. And the thing about it is, I suppose they wrote the series probably prior to everything, and they filmed the series probably prior to everything, so you can't throw out the whole series.
and start again.
No.
And they very cleverly also don't include him in this trailer.
We see Victor Timely at the end.
Yeah, we include like one or two bits of him. Yeah. Sorry, he's at the very end. Yeah,
I think that might be the scene that was in Ant-Man, Quantumania.
Right. Okay. And so it's going to be very interesting what they do with this, because this came out when my first thought is Majors is in this.
Yeah.
And that means they also have the Kang Dynasty Secret Wars coming up. Like, there's a movie literally called The Kang fucking Dynasty. What do we do here?
You can't backpedal. You could recast, I guess, if it is an issue. Like, oh man, like it's just such a messy spot to be in. Like, they really put everything behind this dude.
Yeah. It's a really strange spot that I don't think they've ever found themselves in before. Because normally something like this happens like near the end of the run, and then you can just write them off. Like, he was lined up as like the next big thing, and then this has happened, and it's kind of like, okay, well, in terms of story, obviously that doesn't really matter in terms of real life stuff, but we're talking about the Loki season 2 trailer just in a bubble. That's of what this is.
Like, we're aware of all of it, but we're going to talk about the trailer regardless. And our thoughts on the series Loki as a whole, more so.
I mean, how you get around it is at the end of this series, he's time slipped away and then he's replaced by a different actor. Some sort of time stream, something. You could do a reshoot.
Get the guy who played the High Evolutionary to do it. He's a great actor.
He's unreal.
Right, that he's a Kang variant. The High Evolutionary is. There you go.
And he replaces him.
Yeah, and just do it.
He's real good. He's really good. But yeah, this series is one that is probably the most intriguing out of all of them. Still has the massive problem of that I don't think it needs to be made. But Loki's also kind of a weird one in that you can kind of just do stuff with him and it doesn't impact the main thing because he's technically dead in like the other universe.
Yeah, which is like we spent a whole season where Loki got caught up in the space of about 15 minutes, just like became the Loki we all know and love, which I think is fine, and I think it helped the series as a whole. I'm wondering how it's going to work this time with the Mobius relationship, him and Owen Wilson, because they don't know each other technically in this timeline. So
interesting. Do
we have to build all that back up again, but now Loki is eager to work with Owen Wilson instead of fighting him for half the series?
My prediction is first episode, that is what happens. Near the end of the first episode, he gains his trust and it's never spoken of again.
Okay, grand. Perfect.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I don't think they waste time on that because that plot point is like so tired. They'll do the same thing they did, but instead of doing it over like the 6 movies they did, they'll do 6 episodes of last season and they'll just speed it up. Okay, they're best friends again. Let's go.
Yeah, they'll use that memory playback device or whatever and show Owen Wilson his alternate timeline self being like, friends with Loki.
It's a weird way to do it, but also like, what can you do? Yeah, you need that dynamic because that kind of carried the first season as well.
Yeah, do you think we'll get more in the way of Loki variants in this? Because we had a few in season 1.
I think you'll get more Loki doing magic stuff as well. So you can even see that in the trailer, is that like it's a lot more magic than he used in the first season. And I think that's mostly because they probably have a higher budget, so they can kind of go harder at Loki's real powerful as like a wizard, just in general.
Yeah, like double down on that aspect of him. They seem to be more going wilder with time as well. I think they go back to Egypt at one point. That could be to see Rama Tut, who is a Kang variant as well. I think
you could go literally any time ever, like, and there always will be a Kang somewhere.
Yeah, because that's what he does. He just finds space, lives out till the end of the timeline, goes back, does it again. So there's all these concurrent versions of Kangs technically happening.
Which means he's going to be all over the show.
Oh, heaps, which is why, again,
single episode.
Now look, it's not gone to trial yet, but also there's a bunch of allegations.
It's just a rough space to be in, lads.
Very rough space to be in it. What do you think will happen with the Sylvie side of things?
I think she'll be underwritten and not developed very much because they've ran out of story.
Does seem like that, doesn't it? Do you think she's taken up the job and now it's like she who remains kind of a deal?
Yeah, I think she's probably taken up that, and she'll be in a few seeds, maybe a few episodes. They'll have the big hero reveal probably around episode 2.
Yeah.
And I don't think she'll be as well written as she was in the first season. I think the first season is very strong. I think this one, they weren't expecting a season 2, and now I think they're going to just scramble to try and get something.
Yeah. I don't think this will live up to season 1. I think it'll maybe, again, with the recent run of quality, maybe that's colouring things, but also I think they'll double down on the stuff that worked, and it'll be too much. Like, I think we're getting a lot of missed minutes in this.
True. No, but like the thing is, like, the cast itself is excellent. Like, I think
it's great. Don't get me wrong.
And everyone in this knows exactly what they're doing. And I think anytime you have Mobius and Loki on the screen, the show is immediately going to be better because their dynamic is what carried a lot of season 1 as well. Is that, like, the first 2 episodes is just them talking, but it's like the most interesting scenes in the show.
100%, yeah. Do you think they'll get Jamie Alexander back as Sif for 5 minutes again?
I hope they do.
Just continue that trend.
It's just a running gag of just like, we need to bring her back as Sif just for the crack.
Just to keep her contract active.
Why not? Sure, why not? We need to have Sif in a project every 5 years. Otherwise she goes back to Marvel.
It's her and Fantastic
We are Marvel. I can see Miss Minutes. She's going to have a bigger part. She's probably going to be evil in this because Kang has created her rather than the TVA.
Yeah, I think it's going to also be a thing that, like, they go back and they go to the start of the TVA, and then Loki actually started the TVA. That's the whole, like, arc that they're going to do here.
You think?
I think it's kind of like he set up the organisation that.
Yeah, so he goes back in time to try and stop himself from breaking the timeline.
I think so. Yeah, like, even the poster is Loki chasing himself, like himself. Around.
So the idea would be, you break the timeline in the last season, and then he realises the TVA actually does an important thing. So he spends his whole life creating the TVA to stop all of the problems that he has caused by breaking the fucking timelines in every single universe.
Yeah, like, I think Victor Timely in this, he works with him to set it all up and gives him information on how it works.
Interesting. I mean, like, there's cool ways they could go with this. I'm interested to see how it works. It's coming out in October, I think. October 6th.
Yeah, they announced this like the second Secret Invasion ended. They were like, oh, and then the good one's coming out.
Don't worry. The good one's coming. How is Secret Invasion bad? It's got Emilia Clarke and Olivia Colman.
There's no reason that movie should fail.
There's no way. It can't fail. I mean, it's such a good cast, but for some reason, somehow it did.
That's how.
But Sean, I think that's it for this month's Movie Monthlies.
What a month! Lot of news packed in. Do you want me to take us out, Connor?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Movie Monthlies. We will be back on Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, Friday with Hero or Zero, and next month with another episode of Movie Monthlies. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon who continues to support us. Head over if you do want to join that live chat that we're having on the 19th. Should be a lot of fun, and the $2 tier gets you the automatic invite to that. Also get you a shout out on the show. So shout outs to Róisín the Wife Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu Dozer Enthusiast Evanson, Secretly Ed Sheeran, Don't Tell Anyone, David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the Washing It'll Be Grand Jamieson, Dominic, Anna Irish Walrus Forever Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Frost, Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine. That's it. No, stop typing now. Let's keep it simple for Sean's sake. That's a good one. Russ, lads, I need some kind of pick-me-up. I'm feeling waaaaaaaaake-Parfitt.
Yes.
Jackson Brueheim has found out how to change his display name and thinks
Jackson, well done.
People should look up, can Columbo crack the case on you? I will look that up, Jackson. Liz had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsily subscribed to the Patreon. Ciara Lawler and Abs Kebabs. Thanks everyone for the support. You're all absolutely amazing humans. Really appreciate it, and head on over there if you want to support the show. You can also support us by going to the merch store. It's heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @heroesforhirepod. The 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Chuck.
We shall see you all next month, guys.
Bye.
Bye.